Hello, I'm Rachel Piper with Size Diverse Pilates. Welcome to my channel where I am trying to make Pilates more accessible to the larger population. Today we're going to do a quick towel mat session. The towel that I am using is a child's beach towel. This one I recommend if you don't have the braided towel. This is the perfect size, the child's beach towel. So I have a Paw Patrol one. It's from years ago, very well loved. But when you roll this one up, it's about the same size as the braided towel as far as the grip part. Now, um, the I know that the adult version, it's a little bit longer, and depending on the fabric, it's just a little bit too thick. So that's why I'm recommending the children's version here. Then you're just going to take it and you're just going to roll it up. So I already have mine mostly rolled here. And then if you wanted to keep this as your towel prop, because I like to use towels quite a bit, then I recommend doing either 4 or 5 rubber bands, putting one towards the end here and then coming in just a couple of inches here, and you can always put one in the middle, and then wrapping it tight is pretty darn nice. That gives you a lot of spaces here where you can grab. The one in the middle is optional. Sometimes I would say not to put the one in the middle unless it's being your towel's being kind of weird, because this is where we would potentially put our foot, and that's where we're going to put our foot today. So if you put a rubber band there, it might not feel as good. So that fifth location, I would play around with it. So you just have two, one here, and then one towards the end here. And that should really do it. Grabbing the end, grabbing between, putting your foot in the middle. So grip is uh, it's just a little bit, this one is just a little bit thicker than my towel, but I do think that over time, especially if you have the rubber bands and you're using it, it might stretch a little bit. It might end up being just a little bit smaller, which will be nice, but it is really close, which is why I like it. So we're just gonna do like a really, um, like maybe 5 or 6 exercises, but I really want to hit all the body shapes, which would be our flexion, which is curling over, our extension, which is opening up the chest, our tall spine, which is us sitting as tall as we possibly can, our rotation or our twisting, and then our side bending. So I want to do at least one exercise that hits all of these things. But we're going to start with the 100. So hopefully you have your towel ready. As you can see, I don't have any rubber bands on this towel. I'm totally fine with that fact, mostly because sometimes my kid wants to use this towel. So I feel like I can't rubber band it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the 100 lying back in tent position, which is our knees bent and our feet on the ground. So if you're here and you're feeling like your head is tipping back too much, please place a few pads right here that will just maybe help you lift your head up a little bit, and it might be a little bit more comfortable for what we're going to do. Upper ab curl for this one is going to be optional. Grab your towel right out of your shoulders, maybe a little bit wider. From here, I want you to assess how you're feeling. Can you press the top of the back of your head in? Get a little prop back there, a couple pads if not. Um, let's see where your shoulder blades are on the mat, if you can feel both equally, and then same thing with the hips. So I like those, I like these points, the head, the back of the shoulders, and the hips, just to see how we're feeling. Now, if you can feel one side of your body more than the other side of the body, that's okay. As we go, you can just think about the side that you can't feel as much. Maybe you just press into that side just a little bit more, but don't overdo it. Really, we're just here to do some movement and then congratulate ourselves afterwards. So go ahead, take that towel up. For the 100, we're just going to come up and to our upper ab curl. If this isn't there for you, you keep your head back. You can still do the arm movement. You're going to come down and hold here. This is about where you're going to be. You can reach those knuckles away for me and maybe press into the legs a little bit. Then from here, we're going to inhale up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale down, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe you do a little press there, and then you come back up. We're going to do the same thing. We're inhaling up for 5 and exhaling down for 5. Our goal here is to try and stay in this exact position, upper ab curl. If you need to put anything back behind you, go ahead and do it. And then try not to lift the arms too high. The higher you lift, you might feel it a little bit more in your neck. So this can be a really small range of motion here. Nice big inhale and exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale up and exhale down. And last one. Then go ahead, lift the arms and bring yourself down. Rest the neck, turn your head side to side. That can be a lot because we go a lot higher with the arms. So as you play with that one, you might want to put something back behind the head, or you might want to just do the variation where you keep your head down and lift back up. This is all good work. From here, let's put our foot in. This is kind of a nice way to get back up too, because it's nice and stable, unlike the resistance band. Love the resistance band. Love the towel for completely different reasons. This one has more support. It won't stretch away from you. It's nice and solid, so sometimes helps you a little bit, but then it won't expand for some things. Okay. All right, we're going to take the towel underneath us, and then I like to lay it flat and then roll it up again. Okay, we're going to take it right underneath the legs. Flex the feet if you can, which means toes point up, and then press the heels down. Take the arms kind of wide here, and we're just going to do some half rollbacks. That's it. We're just going to reach the lowest part of our back down. So really it's the sacrum. First, we're trying to reach the sacrum down, see if we can almost get it flat, and then we're going to curl ourselves up. And you can sit tall at the top if you want to, if that helps you. Maybe feel your sits bones and then feel them reaching away from you as you come back. So you get to hold on to the towel to support you in this half roll back, and then you get to come back up. Let's do 3 more. Reach it back and come up. We can add a little bit of breath, inhaling back. And if you want to go back a little bit, you can slide your hands down the towel, and then you might need to reach out into the towel to bring yourself back up. So you can always play with that as you practice this one. And you can try and reach yourself back and then pull yourself back up. Excellent. Let's put this towel around the foot, lean ourselves back, take one foot down to the mat, and then reach the other foot up. We're just going to stretch. So here we're just going to take the leg, stretch it back, flex the foot, so heels going up toward the ceiling, toes are coming back down toward you, and then reach away. So it's about 2 breaths there. So bring it back one last time. One more breath. And then you can take the other leg in, flex that foot, put the other foot down, and you can reach this leg out if you want to stretch the front of the hip. For me, I like to press my foot in so that I can get equal weight in my hips, and then that helps me flex my foot here and pull my leg back and get the hamstring stretch I need. Everybody's everybody's body is different, so you just need to sort of play around with this yourself. and release, and then we'll pull it back for 2 more breaths. Last one. And then bend the knee. You can curl up and have that help you come up. I'm going to play a little tiny bit here with an idea. Our rolling like a ball, or really our stability and balance. So from here, you get to take this towel underneath the thighs again. And here's the idea. It's an idea that we've been playing around with at the studio, is if you're here and it's too hard to be here and lift the legs and do sort of that, the mini rocks where we just balance and hold, if it's too hard to bring the legs up, what if we thought about bringing only one leg up and hovering it, but trying to use our lowest abs to do it instead of the hip flexor or the leg? So I want to play with that concept a little bit. We get to grab the towel and you get to be nice and wide in your upper back. And then you get to be in a C shape from your tailbone all the way to the top of your head. You're trying to open yourself up here. And this is going to be dependent on what you have going on here, but you're going to think about the lowest part of your abs, like above the pubic bone, above the pubic bone, below the belly button type of area there. And how can you reach your sacrum back and use those muscles to just lift one foot up and put it down? And then reach the sacrum back and try and activate the lowest abs and put it down. 2 more each side. And if you feel anything right here, it just means that you're using your hip flexor a little bit. It takes time to figure out how to access these muscles. So don't worry, you'll get it. It just takes practice. So almost round your low back, your sacrum, trying to press it down toward, so your sacrum down here, trying to press it down toward the mat, and then trying to pick the leg up with the lowest abs. 1 more. Good. And then as you're here, can you hold onto this towel? Can you do the same thing and lift up both and then put both down? And if you rocked a little bit, that's okay because that's your mini rock. Lift and lower. Roll the sacrum back, pick the feet up with those low abs, and put it down. Last one. Now let's try and roll. We're going to pick up the feet, and then we're going to use those same muscles. We're going to try and reach the sacrum back as we roll back and come up and pause. Now we have to use our breath. Super big inhale back, and then super big exhale forward. So, and pause. Woo, that's hard. Take it back and come forward. Reach out with those elbows. Make yourself nice and wide. Hold on to that towel and come up, and then put everything back down. So that's just a sequence you can practice over and over and over again. And it really makes a difference trying to figure out how to pick those legs up and pause. And honestly, I said, if you're thinking about picking up the leg, then you've succeeded. Right? Let's do some twisting. We're going to put the feet together, press into those feet. We're going to do a spine twist. You're going to reach your towel out, knuckles are forward. From here, press into those feet and just turn your upper body and bring yourself back. So as you can see, the feet, the legs, and the hips stay exactly where they are, and the arms stay in the same place. And the only thing we're moving is right around the rib cage area. Okay? If your towel unrolled a little bit, you can roll it back up. Reach those knuckles away. Press into those feet. Keep equal weight in the hips. Twist and come back. Twist the other way and come back. 1 more to this side. That'll equal us out here. come back, and now we're just going to add a twist and some flexion. So it's a variation of saw. So we're putting two ideas together. First, you twist, then you're just going to try and curl over, head toward knee. See, I'm not getting very far. It's okay. Then you're going to come up, same line, and then come back. One more to the other side here. Reach over, head toward knee, press those feet in, reach up, and then come center. Woo! All right, now you can cross your legs however is comfortable for you. We're going to do a little bit of side bending, then we'll end with some extension and flexion, doing some cat-cow. So whatever's comfortable for you here. If you liked having your feet together, you can keep your feet together for this one as well. This one, we're going to try and root those hips down to the ground, which is what we were doing on the last two exercises as well. But we're going to do some side bending. So we get to reach the towel up, and we're going to take those knuckles and reach them straight towards the ceiling. From here, as we come over to one side, we are actively trying to push down over into this hip to keep our hips equal weighted. And then we're going to come back up. So let's sequence that a little bit. So from the neck, we get to take the neck over, upper body, middle body, reach that opposite hip away, and then stack back up low all the way to the top of the head. Take the head over, yes, and reach back up nice and tall. And again, head comes over all the way down, press that hip away, press the hip down to reach the side waist up so you can come up nice and tall. One more each side. We're sequencing from the top all the way to the bottom, and then we have to pull our side waist up, ribs up, upper body up, and then over to this other side here for the last one. And then come on back up. Woo, yeah. When done in sequence over and trying to pull back up, that one is way more work than you think it should be. All right, we're going to come to our quadruped position here, which means that we're going to be on our knees and on our hands. If you need some pads for the knees, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can do this one standing, and you can place your hands on a chair. So this one does not have to be done on the knees and the hands. You can stand and put your hands on something to do this sequence. While we're down here, we're just going to grab the towel because we have it. We're going to do sort of that boxer hand, and we're going to press the knuckles down into the mat. So you want nice little tension there. From here, you're going to find just a tall position. So I'm going to tuck my chin just a little bit and reach my tailbone back so that I am hopefully in a tabletop-like position. From here, we're going to go into flexion, which means that we're going to put the tailbone down, round the back, so much so that the crown of the head reaches towards the mat. So tailbone down, top of head down, and then we're going to come out of it sequencing into that tabletop position. Then we go the other way. We lift the tailbone up towards the ceiling, and we lift the heart forward, pressing the knuckles down. Eyes are looking forward, reach the tailbone up even more. And then we're going to take the tailbone down, come back into that cat-like position where tailbone is reaching down, top of head is reaching down, lift the bottom ribs up to the ceiling, pull everything up, and then come back to nice tall position here, and then reverse it. Tailbone up towards the ceiling, chest comes forward, you get to reach, press the knuckles down into the mat, and then curl it again. This is our last set. Take the tailbone down and top of head down. Stretch everything out, and then reverse it. Tailbone up, heart forward. Reach it, and then come back. And then from here, what I like to do is I just like to move the hips side to side, circle the hips a little bit, whatever you need to do to sort of rinse that movement out. Whew. And that's it. We hit all of those body shapes And we did it with our towel, and you might be feeling this, and you may have felt it even on maybe the second or third thing that we did, that having the towel and just holding it can make your hands tired, because the towel is amazing for our grip strength. I mean, you were just working those hands, your forearms, and when we were doing the work, it really traveled all the way back to our back. So we were strengthening our back muscles as well as everything else. So it's kind of amazing how you can take something you probably have lying around, roll it up, and use it to help you connect to the work a little bit more. I really hope that you enjoyed this small sequence here. Just a reminder, it doesn't take much to get the benefits of Pilates. We can do 3 exercises, we can do 5 exercises, we can do some of that stability hold, we can do the prep stuff. All of that is going to help us in our practice later. So even if you focus just on one exercise and played around with one exercise for 2, 3, 5 minutes, it's good. It's going to help you in your practice later. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows it doesn't matter how much you practice. How often you practice is a different story. So just doing 2 minutes a day is going to be better overall than doing, 15 minutes like once a month or something like that. So feel free to take any of these and just play around with one exercise with the towel. Um, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, I guess, other other than this was really fun, and I'm really enjoying making these small videos for you. And if I can just do some short ones, I can get more out there so that people can practice the work in parts. But yeah, I mean, I thought this one was fun because, kids towel and everything like that. So, um, but yeah, if there's any other class that you're hoping to see, or a specific exercise or 3, please let me know, and I can always put them into a little video together for you. So feel free to email me or find me on Instagram and DM me and say, hey, I've been watching your YouTube channel and I'd really like you to do something with this exercise or with this concept, and I will create it for you. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up and practicing and giving this a try. And I hope you found the right size beach towel that you can now use as your very own Pilates prop.